Oliver Huntemann joined me today. Almost a legend of techno music. You are like a key figure, a legend.
I don't know, I don't see myself as a legend because when you're into it, you see it totally different. If I would have really thought about it, I would have said, oh no, I cannot do it because there was nothing like where you can go. It's not like having a regular job. There's like this love parade and this new music called techno, just like muddy inside and only strobe light. Because you do it like this, so it's like when I feel the bass. Make a journey between different sounds, different styles, and not too much, but like going up, down, and telling a story.
Oliver Huntemann joined me today, the key figure of techno music. Hello, Oliver.
Hi.
It's so nice that you decided to join us, to have this conversation. How is it to be almost a legend of techno music? You are like a key figure, a legend, pioneer maybe, considering your activity since the 90s.
It's true. I don't know. I don't see myself as a legend because when you're into it, you see it totally different. I like all more or less normal, and I still enjoy myself being a DJ producer because I still like to do music. And I mean, I'm DJ since 1985 as a b-boy, first breakdancing, and then I saw some movies from the States, like Wild Style. The first ones were about graffiti, and there was like a DJ, and so what is he doing? From there, so step by step, I wanted to do this by myself and got some cheap turntables, mixer, and no one was interested in this back then.
Mm-hmm, yeah, because it was the beginning.
The DJ was more like the guy who was behind like turntables and all this tape decks and whatever. There was no CDs or digital, nothing.
So it was much more difficult to create music comparing to now. Nowadays we have that tech shape, AI tools, and back then, at the very beginning of a techno genre, I don't know if there was anyone who dared to label it techno.
No,
it was just the genesis.
At that time, there was techno was not existing. It was just like hip hop was growing slowly, but it was before was electro funk, and I was very deep into this. It's like this breakdance music, and it was inspired by Kraftwerk, which I didn't know back then, but a few years later. And this was like, something new, and I liked it so much.
So we can say that you have created your music, and the fact that you have been so influential, that you have found so many followers in your field, in your genre, is just a side effect of your passion. It's just a side effect of what you do because you love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was not thinking about it in the beginning. I was like practicing with vinyls like I could. Then I did the first techno party in my hometown, in a little town in Germany. And then everyone was there, but no one was dancing, and because they just wanted to see there's this new trend techno. And but at that I met a guy who owned a studio. I was not doing any music with instruments or so, but with him, so I started like buying keyboards, drum machines, and so slowly. And we built a project in 1992 called Humate. And already I was sending out some demos also to MFS in Berlin, was like 1991, and they took one track.
So you were
already
accepted.
the second track was called Love Stimulation, and we had a little boy coming from this label to us, just like to collaborate, and this was Paul van Dyk. So like, I don't know, he was 16 or 17. And so this song is he did a remix, and this song is for all of us, was just the beginning. And from there was like bam, happening, and I was just following.
It was like a breakthrough.
Yeah, and
in your
I
path.
think in 1995 I was saying, okay, it looks like this is my profession. Since then I'm a
bet
DJ
that
and producer.
In the early 90s, you were just like a very young boy, wanting to make his path and finding his place. And it turned out to be producing music and making a lot of people happy, as it turned out. That's the best. I think I was speaking to my colleagues before this conversation that it must be a very special and great feeling. Like you do what you love and you transfer this love to other people who go crazy about it. It's crazy. And this is like, I don't know, like I've never had such a situation, but it must be a very good feeling, like transcendental almost.
Yeah. But you know, if I would have really thought about it, I would have said, oh no, I cannot do it, because there was nothing like where you can go. It's not like having a regular job. I just did something, and my parents also said, yeah, do what you want, but if you really think about it, then tough. Now I see this, but back then I was not afraid. I was just
going.
My best buddy back then, he told me that there's like this love parade and this new music called techno, and so we went to the second love parade, and it was pretty small.
Yeah, like a love parade, Berlin, early 90s.
Exactly.
That rough style, that architecture, everything like mingling, melting in, and this is the country that we don't maybe have anymore. We have an evolution of this, but how was the reality of techno, which was evolving back then, and how were the people back then, like those future ravers, let's say, comparing now and then? Like you have witnessed the 92, 93, 95, it was like a different world.
The beginning, it was something coming new in Germany also, with like East and West coming together, and then in the East part was like, I remember I went to this club called E-Werk, was one of the legendary clubs, and the other one was Tresor, and I was in Tresor. Very dark, dirty, just like muddy inside, and only strobe light, hard techno. And then this other club was like, I was in New York, like with fire there, warming, and then you go into like a normal house, and then there was this club. This was very warm, and so already you could see there's something happening. Not only in music, also in fashion, in artwork, and that was pretty cool and intense. I mean, I was like beginning of the 20s, and we're enjoying this very much.
Tell me a little bit, how do you produce your music? I know that your sound is very deep, it's like progressive techno, a bit of trance techno, and it's also neo-trance, let's say. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it can be defined.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many trance genres and techno, and what I think, I'm always between the chairs. This is benefit for me, but also can be sometimes a problem, because you're not, I'm Afro house, and I'm not hard techno.
Sure.
I'm in between, and I have elements from everything, and I think I created a signature sound over the years.
Very characteristic.
So trying always to have new progress, but keeping this compact, and I don't know, it's like, it's dark, it's groovy, it's not so fast, but it's also not so slow, and that's happened. I always did this, and I like to also, my DJ sets, to make a journey between different sounds, different styles, and not too much, like going up, down, and telling a story. That's why I like also long sets.
How does the production of your music look like? What's your approach? Do you like improvising a lot, or you prefer to have everything planned while producing something?
No, I have a basic idea of a vibe I want to create, and then it usually starts with the bass drum.
Yeah.
Or with the grooves together, and then bass line, and then from you there bits and pieces, and trying basic versions in the club, and then going in the studio again and filling it. And sometimes I'm more melodic, not super melodic, but I like also this little touch, and I like also the underground stuff.
So how long does it take, more or less, to create a composition, a piece?
Sometimes it's only 2 days, and sometimes because you do it like this, and then the idea is coming, and people also feel this. Sometimes takes a week, sometimes longer, and sometimes I'm running into it and then working, and this has something good, basic, but there's no
so it's
progress,
like this,
and then I have to stop. But it's always hard to do it because there is always something which I like so much, and sometimes I put too much, sometimes not. And it's difficult to say, but I would say approximately between 1 and 2 weeks, which is very slow when I see all the young producers today, in 2 hours in a plane, being proud, creating a track.
And what about your inspirations? Where are your inspirations, or what kind of artists you find interesting while creating your music? Is there anything?
It's different stuff, and of course, like the old techno electronic heroes like Daft Punk, Chemical Brothers, and Underworld, and so I liked always this vibe, but also they are doing crossover, but cool. And this is like something, but also new artists with vocals downbeat. I love Portishead, I love Ghost Poet, and very wide. But my main inspiration comes in the club. So it's like when I feel the bass, and then I have ideas, and then we'll do this.
So you're just going with the flow, and you are just
try to.
So you are open also to improvise a bit, maybe joining different elements. How is it with the audience? Of course, a DJ has to feel the vibe of people in the club, in the place. Do you have any specific types of audiences, if there are any for you? Or, for example, is there anything special about Polish audience, for example, or fans?
Since a long time, Poland is so strong in electronic music. So the audience, the clubs, also festivals, and I like very much to come here. I play almost every city once a year, but in general, worldwide, it's surprising how similar the crowds are. So they're they know the tracks, or they know the music, and fashion wise is always, this goes, I don't know from where. Sometimes it comes from Berlin, it's going in the world, but also from the other countries it's coming things back. And the techno scene, electronic music scene in general is very similar, so it's very close. And I like that. It's not like the Polish people are more crazy than the ones from Brazil or India.
Yeah.
There's countries coming up, going down a little bit.
And there's this techno family. Gathering.
I could never imagine going to Lebanon to play, and they have some of the best clubs in the world. You couldn't imagine. It's crazy with all the difficulties they have. And then going to India, Goa is such a hot spot at the moment. It's going to be like Ibiza. It's crazy. So, and this is changing. New ones coming up. Brazil was strong. It's now a little bit more difficult, but now it's getting again coming up. Australia was always on. Asia is something which is not so like the other countries.
show of yours? I bet you had many, but maybe something stayed in your mind, like you have a memory of something, oh, that was crazy, that was epic and cool. And
yeah, there's these moments, no? And they're still happening. So like what I said, just in Beirut Arm Club or Grand Factory is like I was there when I was going to this club. I entered it and I was like, wow, I saw, and then the lights up there, until I realized it was open air. It was so huge, and so this is so much for the heart. And I remember back then, 1995, the Love Parade. I founded my label back then, Confused Recordings, and we were playing on the truck from Arte TV. They've sponsored, was very new then, and we had this truck, and then we were on a bridge. And I was playing House of God, and then it was like the bass drum, and because it was like under this bridge, it was so. Still could get goosebumps when I had this moment in mind, and yeah.
So it was not too much. It didn't hurt your ears. It was
no,
like
it was just the feeling, because everyone was like, "Wow!" And it was like this super energy with yeah, everything was like perfect for this moment, just this few seconds. And there's videos on YouTube from Techno Parade in Paris. I was also like, I was coming late on the track. David Guetta was there, and he was very young. He was not that successful like he's now, and he was there and liked so much the music. And like, in this video, he's behind me, and the people were like, behind the.
Love Parade in the 90s, like yeah. I can imagine how it was. Like I was a small kid back then. I didn't even know that such music or such initiatives were taking place. Of course, it was my childhood. But to tell you the truth, I started to be in touch with techno in late 90s. So I remember that there was that CD like Electro City, and it was like cover. And I was dancing to it like crazy. Okay, like my memory, but I remember that was my first meeting with this genre, and I was like, oh, what is this? I like it so much. It's like for dancing so well, so cool.
Yeah.
I know that DJs, they produce a lot of compositions, and they go with the flow, they get inspired. But do you have any musical guru, for example, if you had to label someone who really marked or imprinted you as an artist, who would it be?
It's Laurent Garnier from France. So still in France, because we never met actually personally, still not. But I heard him in Germany playing, well, I think it was Time Warp, and how he was like putting genres together was perfect. And so this is what this like, and his first singles and the music he did, everything was like, I liked it so much. It's different to mine, but just the intention and the energy was, yeah.
And what were the musical elements that he was joining? Like, is there any style that got you? That
no, he was pretty extreme. He was combining styles from techno to jazz to drum and bass and everything. And I was more German, so I put some like trance, techno, and house also, but always with like a, I don't know, certain vibe. So it has to have something. It's not for me catchy.
So you've had some inspirations, but now you became like this. You run your own label, Senso Sounds. And how is it to cooperate with rising artists, and what's the process of selecting them to cooperation? How does it look like?
It's pretty easy. So I like to feature young artists and to work with them because that keeps me young. And to give my experience, I think this is also my task, what I have to do, to bring this together, to see is very different generations, how they see electronic music, how they're working. I sign what I like. So, it doesn't need to be a name or anything.
So just someone sends you a track, for example, and you feel, wow, that's cool, and you don't even verify who it is. Like, okay, I will meet you in person because I like your track, so come on.
Yeah. No, I'm going to write them. I like it. Do you like to be part of the Senso family? And then I just had this example from two guys from Istanbul, from Turkey. I don't know if they're from Istanbul, Izmir or Istanbul. Anyways, and neither nor just released their first single on Senso, and I like it so much because they have like fresh. They have their own style, but also it's Senso Sounds. You know, each of the artists have their own style, but it fits in this frame. And for me, it's important. I have to play it. So if I can play it, then everything is fine. For me, it's just like a tool. Okay, I put it on my label and I can play it. It makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like variety of artists gathering. And there is also this known cooperation of Senso Sounds with Andre Winter that you released a lot of tracks with him. How is it going with this cooperation, and what kind of direction Andre is taking? Because for sure you've helped him a lot as your company, let's say, and also Victor Ruiz, you cooperated with him, who was looking up to you, and he also have this minimal dark techno tendencies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How is this going?
So Andre is one of my oldest friends. He's also coming from this city where I was talking to, and he was working in the same studio, and that's where we met. Like, I don't know, 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Very long time. Mm-hmm. Also, we have a common friend called Matthias Hatzler. He's also releasing on my label, and we went to school together already. So we were buying our first records, and then I have 12 inches. I have 16, so like changing them and exchanging them in school, and he's also working in our studio complex. And with Andre, it's very special because we're very close. We have the similar feeling for sound, and he's too underrated in my opinion. And on my tracks, we mostly work together. So when I moved to Hamburg, I put all my stuff into his studio, and so he's just like such a good guy, good friend, and I met him. We met each other in Hamburg actually, and it was also like immediately good vibe. He joined the agency. He was releasing on I think it was already Ideal Audio and then Senso Sounds, and then he asked me to do the remix, and so I guess.
I would like to hear the story behind the duo with Dubfire of Umano. What were the best?
This is also very, very special. It's been a long time.
It was like a breakthrough in your career, I think.
Absolutely. And it happened like Dubfire was sending me a message on MySpace. Do you know MySpace?
Yeah.
It's like before, it was like social network before Facebook.
Sure.
So, and he wrote me, I like your music. It was back in the time when I was doing the Depeche Mode remix and Chemical Brothers Underworld. And we were like talking, emails. And then he said, should we make like a collaboration? And I think we were one of the first ones who were doing this, because we never met. He's in.
You've never met personally?
Not back then.
Back then, okay. Before the production.
We just started this collaboration, but how to do it? But we had the same setup in the studio. We have the same computer program logic, and then we were sending files back and forth. And back then, no one did this.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
Project, and he was in Washington. I was in Hamburg, and that's why the first one was Diablo, was on Cocoon, and he had to do this for Cocoon, for this compilation. was working so well, and I was like, okay, we continue.
Yeah.
And then it was like Dios was coming, Humano, all the other.
So it was like an innovative and pioneering initiative and activity back then, because it
was not like internet like now.
Which year was this? It was like 2008? Something like that, like before.
2005.
Yeah, even back then, 2005. And time flies. Like, I don't know, for some people, like 2007 was like not so long ago, but in terms of technology, it's like an era ago. Yeah. And what do you think about this AI enhancements, tech shaping? Do you think that nowadays it's good to create all your set based on those tools or not? What do you think?
No, I mean, you said the right word. Tools. It's a tool which, of course, is going to be part of creating music. But back then we had samples, and I think not many people are using samples like it was in the 90s, like Prodigy did. I mean, this was really work of art, what they were doing. And in the end, it's always a lot of work, because you need to be creative, you need to know what you want, and not just say, okay,
exactly, create this.
Everyone wants to do it, but it's not possible.
Mm-hmm. I think it should be a tool of enhancement of already existing track, maybe. But still, a true DJ, a true artist in general, uses it as a tool, but rarely.
We will see. But this is, I see it more as a tool to bring additional things and making workflow easier in some. But now there's already so many apps, and then you don't know how to start and how it works, and it's like with instruments.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to minimize.
Yes, and to minimize and to keep up with your style, maybe what you already know, but being open to what is coming, but without an exaggeration, although it's inevitable that we will turn to AI very soon. I hope that it's not gonna happen, that we will be just reconstructive. I hope creation will stay, especially in the artistic field. What about vinyls? Vinyls or digital? What's your relation with vinyls?
I mean, I started with vinyl.
Exactly, like from the very beginning.
And
but now,
to be honest,
still,
vinyl doesn't make anyone a better DJ. The music is. It's just a tool. There's many DJs who are very good with vinyl, and there's many DJs who are really super bad. But only they think they're
that they have to do it because it's well seen.
It looks good or whatever. You have only problems with vinyls, and we're making them. To me, it was always like techno, electronic music is like looking in the future. It's like creating something new, and then working with the oldest material doesn't make really sense to me.
Maybe it's like a classic approach.
Yeah, during COVID, I was making a set at home, like with turntables and CD. This was fun, but I'm also limiting myself because there's not so much music anymore, and this is more important. The choice to be a DJ, like the disc jockey, is the selector.
Okay. Wow, that's very good what you said. The disc jockey, the DJ is the selector. I like it.
And I don't need to, I have my own little. When I transferred my record box, I had this silver record boxes with 70 vinyls or so, and when I started digital, I transferred this into my record box. Or no, it was Tractor Scratch first, but then now it's with the CDJs. And I still work on the same kind. So I keep my playlist like limited, not too small. I have other playlists as well, but I have my main. So and every week, new stuff is coming inside and older stuff is flying out, like with a record box.
Decluttering.
No, it's like, and I'm always up to date.
So what should we expect at the show tonight? Because you are ahead of the show in Katowice. We're here in the springtime in Poland. And in the night in Fabryka Porcelany Porcelain Factory, there will be your show. So should we expect anything new that you will present?
I'm always having some new stuff from the label, from myself, and I just started working on my new album, and so I test a few things. Actually, I was playing 2 years ago here at Festival. It was so amazing. I remember I was supposed to play, I think, 1.5 or 2 hours, but the DJ after me, he couldn't come. There was problems with the flights. So I had to play 4 hours, and it was the closing. It was so amazing. So when I started, the people came, it got so busy, and then sunrise, so
it was a very good energy.
Absolutely.
Polish ravers.
And I'm expecting nothing less than this.
So after such a long set, how do you feel? Are you super exhausted? Okay, that time I bet you weren't, because the energy was so high. But maybe there are some moments that, for example, you have to play and you, oh my God, I have to play again. And I start, for example, at 2 a.m. like last time in Krakow.
Always depending on the crowd. If I can catch them with a give and take. But I tell you, sometimes 4 hours are like this, and sometimes 1 hour can be very long. Yeah. But this doesn't happen so often. But yeah. Like even with a small crowd, it can be like a super good party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from your professional life, because you travel a lot, you change places because there is your set in one country, then in another, and you are living very often on the run. So how do you relax yourself? What's your recipe for maybe, I don't know, detaching yourself from all that rush of your tour?
So there is no rest, not really, when I think about it. Because when I come home, I have 2 little kids, and they need Papa as well, my wife, and we're running a restaurant as well, a Mexican restaurant. My wife is from Mexico.
Oh.
And but it's like family business, everything. My big son is helping me with the agency, with bookings, and also my social media. Yeah. And so I have people around me who I can trust and who know me also very well. And this gives me can be basically relax a little bit. And we're going on holidays, then this is... But just to sit around is not my cup of tea. And I need this.
Yeah, you like being on the run, like changing places, but at the same time you need to recharge your batteries. So that's.
But also for me, it's very, very important to have my home. Yeah, my base. Yeah, then I come there, then I can sleep best in my own bed, and I still have problems to sleep in hotel rooms after all these.
Oh my God! So it's like insomnia a little bit.
It's like.
So I'm very happy that we had this opportunity to talk. And one more thing, I almost forgot. That would be my last question, because you released a track named Krank.
Yeah.
And could you describe a little bit the structure of this, and what was your inspiration to create? Because this is one of the latest releases. And why did you entitle it Krank? Because we know in German the word krank is sick. So is there any relation between them?
In English is it different. It means like something crazy, and krank also. In the end, I was like, why didn't I name it with a K? Usually I use German names, and that one was not. It was one since years.
And when I saw it, I was thinking, why is it written with C? Is it this English word, or it's this krank German word?
Especially with an album, I have a name, and then I build it around, also with the vibes. Like troubles with paranoia and propaganda was like this, because then it has to fit. It has to be everything one thing like this. The names and the tracks, the vibe, but not always. Sometimes it's like, oh, now I need to find a name. So,
And then why is it called like this? I just came to my mind. I had to name it somehow. And something you loved about Poland and maybe something you liked less.
I mean, I have a relation to Poland because my grandma comes from Schlesien. And I'm
Śląska babcia. Babcia is the grandma.
Yeah, grandma and grandma, and but they came there after World War II to Germany, and I realized this like a couple of years ago. But the food was always like very Polish, and I love.
And you liked Polish food?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Wow! So this is so cool because I'm Polish and I'm a fan of Mediterranean diet or Mediterranean food much more. But it's so nice to hear that you like pierogi, and probably the cutlet as well.
It's the same word in Germany, and that's I love this all.
Okay, so on your rider there is always like, and I want to eat some typical Polish food.
It's not on the rider, but it's getting communicated.
It's like a technical element that I also want to.
Absolutely.
It's also one plug. Yes.